This dual motor fat tire electric bike can hit 30 miles per hour in seconds with its 3000 watt peak motor. But how good is it really? Stay tuned to find out. This video is a review of the Hikeep K6T fat tire electric bike. I'm going to unbox, assemble, go over the controls, display and settings, unlock the max speed, test the acceleration, max speed, brakes and suspension, and review the e-bike. The K6T has dual front and rear hub motors with a 3000 watt peak output that can hit a max speed of 32 miles per hour or 51 kilometers per hour. Twist throttle, 48 volt, 15.6 amp hour battery with a range of up to 82 miles or 132 kilometers. Front and rear hydraulic disc brakes, 20 by 4-inch tires, headlight, tail light, front and rear turn signals, front and rear suspensions, 7-speed shifter, and weighs 93 pounds or 42 kilograms. Additional specs can be found in the description section below. This is the box that it came in. It's quite large. It's 4.5 feet long, 3 feet high by 1 foot deep, and it's pretty heavy. It probably weighs over 100 pounds. This was everything inside the box. We have the e-bike itself, the front wheel, the front fender. Inside this box, we have the instruction manual, headlamp, toolkit with a wrench off to the side, pedals, the charger, and a mini foot pump. I'll start off by flipping the headset. You want the fork facing forward. This arch will be facing forward and staring at the e-bike. The brake caliper will be on the right. You can loosen these 2 bolts if you need to, and then twist this around. Once you have that twisted, you'll take this rubber off. You want to make sure that this headset is parallel to the bike frame and perpendicular to the fork. You'll finish tightening it, and then you'll tighten the other 2 bolts. Next, we'll take these 4 bolts off to remove the stem cap. We'll put the handlebar in place with the brake levers facing forward. We'll put the stem cap and bolts back in. We'll tighten these 4 bolts around 95%. You can sit on the bike and figure out what angle is most comfortable for you. Don't press the brake lever yet because the brake pads might come out. Making sure that the handlebar is centered, you can finish tightening it. Let's start with the front wheel. This is the side without the disc. The other side has the disc. You can loosen these, but I'm going to take them off just to show you guys. I'm going to take this locking nut off and this flat washer. This other washer with the bulge I'm going to keep in place. I'll do the same thing on the other side. It just makes feeding it into the fork a lot easier. There's this axle that's protecting the front fork from getting damaged. If this nut is tight, you can use your 15mm wrench to loosen it. Mine was already loose, so I can spin it off. And then lifting the front fork, you can take it off. It might be easier to flip the entire bike over. I push the screen down so it doesn't hit the ground, and then I'm going to put a piece of foam to protect it. Putting the handlebar down, with the cord facing towards the inside of the bike, and the washer with the bump out facing upwards. We're going to slide this in, making sure that the disc goes between the brake pads. You might need to pull the fork outwards to get it to fit. Then we can push it in. Then we'll take our flat washer on both sides and our locking nuts and tighten it in place. Pushing the top of the wheel down so that the wheel is centered, we'll take our 18mm and turn this nut clockwise to fully tighten it. We'll do the same thing on the other side as well. We'll also plug in this connection, and there's an arrow that lines up. There's some bolts that hold the cable in place that we need to put in. So I'll take the bolt out of the holder, put the cable through the holder, and then bolt it back into place. Same thing on the top. This one had to go in the other way because of how the
cable is positioned in relation to the fork. Initially, the disc was rubbing, but after pressing the brake lever and spinning it again, it's not rubbing anymore. If the brakes continue to rub, you can loosen these two bolts holding the caliper in place. Hold the brake lever, tighten it, and then release, and the disc should be set between the brake pads. Flipping the e-bike back over, I'm going to install the headlight. You can rotate these. You can pull this bolt down and then tighten it so that the turn signals stay in place. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to take my Phillips head screwdriver, loosen the screw. There's a screw, a gasket, and a nut on the other end. I'm going to put the headlight in this way where the bracket is on the bottom. I installed it the other way earlier, and when I turned it on, the headlight was upside down. We're going to put our bolt with the gasket and then the nut on the other end on both sides. This would be a good time to plug in the orange lamp plug. Turn the switch to the on position on the battery. That's the line right there. And then put the key in the ignition. And then you can adjust the headlight to your desired angle. Using a 13mm to hold the nut in place, we're going to use our Phillips head screwdriver and finish tightening this on both sides. If this bolt on the inside holding the bracket in place is loose too, you can tighten it. The other side is a 10mm. You can install the front fender now. The longer side goes on the inside. You can install this before the tire, but the instructions say to install it after. You come to this case, you're going to have to push the tire down or bend this bracket. To clear, you're going to take this, put it through the washer, put it through this bracket, and then use the nut on the other end to tighten it. And this bolt was floating around in the box, so that might be the case for you too. I like to raise the fender as high as it will go. You'll use your 10mm wrench to hold the nut in the back, and then you'll use your Allen key to tighten the front. Next, we're going to install our pedals. They are directional. There's one for the left and one for the right. For the right, you'll turn it clockwise or righty-tighty. And then you'll take your 15mm wrench to finish tightening it. And then the left is the opposite. It's lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, or counterclockwise to tighten it. There's a sticker on the front tire that says, "The factory tires are in a semi-inflated state. Please fully inflate the tires before riding." The tires say inflate to 20 psi. Next, we'll take the cap off of the tire valve. We'll put our foot pump in that it came with. We'll do the same thing on the back. Let's take a look at the battery. The charging port is right here. We'll lift this piece of rubber, and then we can plug this end of the charger in, and then the other end goes into an outlet, and there's this LED here that will be red when it's charging, and then it'll be green when it's fully charged. On the top of the fork, there's two pairs of keys, two for the battery and two for the ignition. I took this one for the key, and the lock is on the other side. You put the key in the lock and then turn it counterclockwise to unlock it, and then you can slide this battery up. This is what the side of the battery looks like. This is the charging port. There's an off and on switch. Off is the O, on is the line. When it's on, you can check the battery level, and there's 5 LEDs, empty to full. On this side, this is the lock. Clockwise to lock it, counterclockwise to unlock. Here are the battery contacts and the battery model information. Here's the bottom of the battery and the top. Slide the battery back in and turn the key clockwise to lock it. Let's take a look at the handlebar. Starting on the left side, we have these controls. There's a headlight, turn signals, a horn button. This other set of controls has a plus, minus, and a foot. R/F, power button, I. This is the front brake lever, the display, 7-speed shifter for the rear, the ignition, twist throttle, and the rear brake lever. In order to turn it on, we need to put the key in, turn the ignition on, and press and hold the power button until the screen turns on. Let's take a look at the display. We can see the current battery percentage. It's at 100%. The current speed in miles per hour. There's some information. It's currently at odometer. We can see that's in pedals is 0, and then we can see R and F flashing, which means both motors are on. If I press the headlight button, the headlight turns on. If I press the turn signal button, the turn signals come on the front and rear, and I can have both of them on at the same time. Headlight, left turn signal, right turn signal, headlight on, brake lever, turn signal, other turn signal with brake. There's also a horn. Right now we're in pedals to 0. If I press the plus button, it goes up to 5. If I press R and F, we can see that the rear is flashing only. I'm going to lift the rear tire off, and if I press and hold the minus button, it provides a pedestrian walk mode of 3 miles per hour. If I had R and F flashing, the front and rear would both provide 3 miles per hour, and I don't have the bike on stand right now, so it would just take off. If I press R and F again, both R and F flash. If I press it again, it just goes to the rear. It seems like you can enable just the rear or both front and rear, but not just the front. If you press the power button, nothing happens. If you press the I button, it goes from odometer to trip, then it goes to max speed, average speed, voltage, amps, and watts, and the current time that the e-bike was on. I don't have the bike on stand right now, so I'm just going to turn on the rear motor and demonstrate the max speeds in each gear. So in pedal assist 0, there is no pedal assist. Pedal assist 1, we're getting 7.2 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2, we're getting 10.2. 3, we're getting 13.2. 4, we're getting 16.2. And 5, we're getting 19.1. I found the display model online. It's the SCIWIL SWM 808X. In order to go to the programming settings, we need to press and hold the plus and minus button until it says P00. For P00, it says factory reset optional. If we press the plus button, it goes to P001, and this is the backlit brightness. So if we press the power button, it goes down here. We can change it to 3 or back to 1. I'm going to keep it at 2. If we press the power button, it goes back up here, and we can go to P02, which is the system units. I can change it from mile to kilometers. I'm going to keep it in mile. P03 is the system voltage from 24 volts to 72 volts. It's currently at 48 volts. P04 is auto time off. Currently it's at 10 minutes. 0 is never, or you can change the interval. P05 is the pedal assist level. You can do 0 to 3, 0 to 5, or 0 to 9. I'm going to keep it at 0 to 5. P06 is the wheel size. In inches, it's 22 inches. P07 is the motor magnet's number of speed gauge from 1 to 100. P08 is the speed limits in kilometers per hour. It's currently at 100. If I press up, it goes back to 0 and 1. I'm going to keep it at 100. P09 is the direct start kickstart. 0 is direct start, so the throttle works on demand. If you set it to 1, you have to kick off to start. P10 is the drive mode setting. 0 is pedal assist, 1 is electric drive, and 2 is pedal assist plus electric drive. P11 is the pedal assist sensitivity from 1 to 24. P12 is the pedal assist starting intensity from 0 to 5. It's currently set at 3. I'll just leave it to that for now. P13 is the magnet number in pedal assist sensor. It's either 5, 8, or 12. I'll leave it at 12. P14 is the current limit value. By default, it's 12 amps. It can go from 1 to 20. P15 is the display low voltage value, and it's currently at 410. I think that's 41 volts. P16 is the odometer clearance. Press and hold the plus key for 5 seconds, and odometer will be cleared. P17 is cruise. 0 means cruise function is deactivated. 1 means the cruise function is activated. I'm going to keep it off for now. P18 is throttle level control. 0, throttle speed isn't divided into different levels. 1 is throttle speed is leveled as pedal assist levels. P19 on this manual says auto light. 0, auto light deactivated. 1, auto light activated. I don't think it has that sensor. It might be P20 on the manual, which is sensitivity to light sensor, range 20 to 100. The default value is 40. P20 here says 0000. I don't know if this is P21 in the manual. Boot password, 4 digits. It looks like there's 4 digits. P21, I assume this is P22 in the manual, which is password for advanced settings. And it's a 4 digit, which is 0000. And then if we press up, there's no P22. In order to get out of the settings, we need to press and hold the plus and minus button or wait 10 seconds. And then I'll put the error codes on the screen. If you press and hold the power button, it turns off.
Out of the box, the max speed is 20 miles per hour. In order to unlock it to get 28 to 32 miles per hour, you need to press and hold the front brake lever, twist the throttle to 100%, then turn the ignition on, press and hold the power button to turn it on, and then wait 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then release the brake lever and throttle. Let's go to pedal assist 5. And I'm going to go to rear wheel drive just because I don't have the bike on a stand, and with the rear wheel off I can see the max speed. And we're getting 31.6 miles per hour after unlocking it. You'll do the same process to disable it if you want to unlock it back at 20 miles per hour. And just to show you, I'm only getting 19.1 miles per hour. I'm going to test the acceleration max speed in each of the pedal assist levels 0 through 5 with pedaling only, then throttle only. We're in pedal assist 0, and when we're pedaling, there's no pedal assist. If the e-bike battery ever were to die, or if the bike was off, you can still continue to pedal. Pedal assist 1. We're getting 13.3 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. Getting 17.8 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3. $22.6 miles per hour. Pedal assist 4. $26.3 miles per hour. Pedal assist 5. The highest we got was 30 miles per hour. We're going to do the same thing with throttle only. And pedal assist 0, the throttle does not work. Pedal assist 1. $12.1 miles per hour. Pedal assist 2. $16.5 miles per hour. Pedal assist 3. $21.2 miles per hour. Pedal assist 4.
25.3 miles per hour. Pedal assist 5. $29. We got 29 miles per hour. Out of curiosity, I want to see the acceleration and max speed on pedal assist 5 with the rear wheel only. I did front and rear before, and I'm not going to do it for all the pedal assist levels, just for 5. Uh, 29.7. I'm going to test the brakes by hitting the max speed and slamming on the brakes to see how soon it stops. I'm going to hit 28 to 30 miles per hour and then slam on the brakes. We're at 29, 30 at this first cone. I stopped right after the second cone. That's about 20 feet. The brakes are hydraulic front and rear disc brakes with 180 millimeter discs. In terms of travel, the brake lever does not start biting until almost towards the end. While I'm pushing the bike, you can see that it's still going. It's not engaging until right here. There's about 85% travel until it grabs, but when it does grab, it feels very nice. In terms of travel on the rear lever, it doesn't bite until around 90%. In terms of suspension, there's front non-adjustable suspension. There's no locking mechanism. There's no adjustability. And it feels like there's springs inside. And then for the rear, there's this rear spring. There's a dampener back here, but it's made of plastic. I don't think it's functional. I don't see any threads on the actual spring itself, so I don't think it's adjustable. It's just fixed. Going over bumps, the front and rear suspension helps dampen the bumps. For the front suspension, the spring doesn't feel stiff, but doesn't feel soft either. Has a good amount of bounce to it. The rear is the same. It doesn't feel very stiff. It doesn't feel soft either. I'm gonna go on this mulch and dirt path. It's able to take these mulch hills, but the ride's not very comfortable. And then going on the dirt. It's able to take this dirt path too, but it's not very comfortable either. So I don't really recommend you going off-roading with this, but for urban areas, it should take every bump. Moving on to the review of the Hikeep e-bike, what I like most about this e-bike is just how quick it is. It has dual 750 watt motors with a peak output of 3000 watts, and this thing is very quick. I also like the retro moped style frame. The seat has very comfortable foam inside. Also in terms of comfort, there is a rear non-adjustable shock and a front non-adjustable fork. The battery is removable, so you can park the e-bike downstairs, take the battery upstairs and charge it without having to lug the entire e-bike. There is a 7-speed rear derailleur. There's a front headlight, rear tail light, and turn signals. This e-bike also has a lot of torque. When I'm in all-wheel drive, go to pedal assist 5 and twist the throttle, I can hear the tires rubbing the ground almost as if it's about to lose traction. There's also a button where you can enable both the front and rear motors or just the rear. There's also front and rear hydraulic disc brakes, and they work really well. The front and rear discs are 180 millimeters. They stop the bike on the dime and they work really well. In terms of suggestions, my only nitpick thing was that the brake lever travel is really high. The brakes don't really engage until your brake lever's pulled almost 90%. That's a minor nuisance, and I don't know if that can be resolved by bleeding the brakes. A lot of the components are also entry level, but at this price you can't really complain. Other than that, I don't really have any suggestions. Overall, this e-bike is very quick. I love that there's 2 motors in the front and rear, and you can get to 28 miles per hour within seconds. I also like the hydraulic disc brakes and that it offers a lot for the price. If you guys are interested in a very fast retro style e-bike, you can check this one out, and a link for the product is in the description section below. I also have discount codes available, so check that out as well. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like this video if you found it helpful. Feel free to leave questions or comments in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.